This video is in response to Barack Obama's energy speech today, and where he wanted to drill in the NPR-A instead of Anwr, A-N-W-R, the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. But he wants to be in the NPR-A, the National Petroleum Reserve. Here's what the National Petroleum Reserve looks like. This up here is Point Barrow. Point Barrow is where the whales are. This is Anwr. Anwr is where the caribou are. You're going to affect one thing or the other. It's just that the pipeline has not decreased caribou in any significant study or harmed them. We do not know the effects of drilling offshore or up here in Barrow on whales, though, you know, it does bother me a little bit to affect whales more than it does the caribou. Not that I like one more than the other, it's just that sound travels through water a lot more than sound travels through air. Therefore, you would think the effect would be on the whales more than the caribou. Another thing that's different is, or it's for both cases, they try to do their drilling in the winter time, or testing in the winter time, which of course there's not going to be caribou up there nor whales. But still, if you're offshore where there's whales, there needs to be more study for that. So Anwr is kind of ready to be open, where the environmentalists have kind of locked up a lot of the NPR-A area. Of course, Congress is not locked up Anwr, so they're both locked up pretty much at this time. Now, if we go and look at the what it looks like on Google Earth, this is the NPR-A over here. This is Anwr over here. Now, if any of you can tell me what the difference is between drilling over here versus drilling over here, I'd like to know. But there's a great economic difference, because this area is so much smaller than this. And as you'll soon find out, the area where they want to drill in either area are small indeed. Because oil isn't just like this as a one great big monster oil field up here. There's a lot of smaller ones also. Now, of course, you also have to look at the legend. There's oils, gas, injectors, and then there's the liquid reserves. And then the red area is where there's over 100,000 million barrels. And, of course, this injector, if you don't understand what injectors are, you should understand the technology behind that. They take the gas and they inject it back into the field to create more pressure to drive the oil up. One of the big reasons we haven't had a gas pipeline up here is because the suppliers use the gas in that way. But here, think of this. Why don't you take your CO2 out of the air, scrub it, and inject it back into the ground that to produce oil instead of using the gas? Or just if you want to get the CO2 out of your air, inject it into the ground. Your technology's there. It was created by the oil companies. And for all you who are so angry at oil companies who have just done exactly what you needed to have completed, boy, I mean, it's like being mad at your parents who did everything for you, or many things for you, and don't do everything right, but you're mad at them for whatever reason. One thing, who knows? But that kind of bothers me a little bit. And what also bothers me is you don't have faith in your fellow man. You don't have faith in the Alaskans. You don't have faith in the Alaskan peoples, who are the natives, who are the, we have 100 different nationalities up here in Alaska. And it's like the rest of you, who we call outsiders, don't have faith in us to do things right. And when two candidates like McCain and Obama sit there and are both against something that almost every Alaskan knows what is best to do, it really shows us that we're not going to have some leadership. We're just going to have followers, and it bothers many people. And you can see it bothers me too, because I want to believe that we can get past this and not have to deal with it another 10 or 15 years. Now this is the NPR-A barrel area, which is really the point barrel area. And here's the town of Barrel right here. So you can see it's pretty close. There's a town, but at the same time, look at the land. It's all water. How do you drill and put infrastructure through all this area with ponds like that all over? Here's Barrel. Barrel is very close. It's in probably one of the places where they can drill, and there it is, and there's the airfield in the city. This is the town, mostly native, and they are allowed to hunt whales right there. Will it affect? I don't know. But why take a chance there with all the other problems of the land being muskeg? So why would you drill there as opposed to another area, which is in Anwr? Here's another part of the National Petroleum Reserve in the Colville River area. As you can see from that legend, don't even have to realize that the red means there is a lot of oil there, oil field, and they know about it. This is what it looks like from Earth. Now, how they drill these things is in the wintertime. You can't go and drive over that in the summertime. I guess we could make some amphibious big, well, right now there's snowcats, so just go with the technology. But that is the area. But they're drilling there in that area, which means to be more in line with what's over at Barrel. So it is possible to drill. But boy, oh boy, let me tell you. In fact, I think the Colville River area has rigs over there, though I can't see it on this map. But maybe if we go a little closer, we can. And it is not. That's the old satellite. This is the new type area. And look right there. That's how it looks like. There is a site right there with the new, and you can go in there and you can see that. Now, how invasive is that? You have to build roads, you have to have infrastructure, but that is the oil field, gas field. In fact, there is a little, that's an airstrip. That's how you get around there. Get closer. This is what it looks like in the Arctic to drill NPR-A. Is that a problem? You'd understand. Go down here and look at the oil, the rig right there. There it is. Well, it may not be, but it's something they're utilizing. And that is your Colville area, which is this area of the NPR map. One thing I'd also like to say about drilling up in the Arctic, as you can see, that is pretty much a self-contained area. Since you have an airstrip there, that's how you get in. Airstrips are cheaper than helicopters. This is the pipeline, and there are some roads going to another place. However, we can't see. There it is right there. It's harder to see because it's a different resolution from another site. These are probably flyovers, like I said, by airplanes, whereas the others are satellite images in Google Earth. I also want you to notice, do you see any damage to the environment out there? How did they get all those things there? They did it in the winter time, and that is a big facility. They did that so that they had less invasion into our environment. Our environment up here in Alaska is quite controlled.